Hello and welcome back to another episode on the Tekkit server. Now today we'll be doing a few things, and first of all I'd like to thank the person for commenting in the description of the last video, because the beer that we made, the combination was wrong. The correct combination is 16 wheat, 16 hops and 32 water. So I've redone all of these. So we now have some tree taps, and you might have noticed I have changed my texture pack. A few things are different, like this skin of the sonic screwdriver, and the torches are animated now, although this nano saber is still slightly bugged. And this is what I've built for this episode. I'll talk about these in just a minute, but first we'll put some taps on these barrels. Now they should all be the same thing, which is called dragon blood. Now this is the rather strong brew, so I'll just check the last two. Yep. Oh, I forgot to put anything in that one. Anyway, so yes, so they'll all give dragon blood, so that has worked correctly. I think dragon blood is one of the best you can get. I'm not sure about that, but so yes, my armor. Now, the armor that I made is the nano armor and the nano sword. Now, for all of these, you need carbon plate, which is made with coal. So we'll need some more of that. Coal placed in a rotary macerator. Now you probably noticed I've taken the engines off. It was because I had to make quite a bit of this. And so you put it in a 4x4 crafting grid like this, and it gives you raw carbon fiber, and then turn it into carbon mesh, and that carbon mesh gets turned into carbon plate. Now with carbon plates you make the helmets, the helmet with 4 carbon plates, an energy crystal, which is diamonds and redstone, and a piece of glass. The body, which is 7 carbon plates and an energy crystal. The trousers, which are 6 carbon plates and energy crystal, and the boots, which is 4 carbon plates and an energy crystal. And the nano sword, which is uses also carbon plates, a energy crystal and an energy crystal, and 2 advanced alloy and 2 glowstone. Now I know the texture is a little bit bugged on that one, but that doesn't really matter. So now the second thing I'm going to show you, which is coffee. Now coffee, which I was able to make some by combining hops, and it gave me some coffee plants. And with coffee, you can make coffee, or the coffee beans anyway. So I'll go and get, no, there are no stone mugs left. So we'll get some stone, and I'll make a stone mug. Now, there we go. And we'll make 3 of these. And with this, in the crafting table, you place a coffee mug, some coffee, and a water cell in this fashion, I think. Wait a minute. I'll just check coffee. Oh, sorry. I forgot about that. So with the coffee beans, you put them in a macerator, and they will give you 3 coffee powder. So we'll get a bit of this, and with the coffee powder, instead of coffee beans like I was trying to do, you put the coffee powder in, a water cell, and the mug, and you get cold coffee. Now we'll make 2 other coffees, like so. So what you can do is you can drink the coffee cold, and it gives you speed and haste for 13 or 14 seconds. That's quite good. But what you also can do is you can take the coffee and put the coffee in a furnace, and it makes dark coffee, which I don't know if it changes. Yes, it's the same amount of time for the two buffs, so the haste and speed. But you can also, with the cold coffee, after you put it in the induction, well, in the furnace, I'll just put the pipe back. You can place the coffee in a crafting table with some sugar and some milk, and you get a slightly different coffee with the same buffs again. But so it's quite nice that you can customize the way of crafting coffee, even though the buffs are all the same. Now we're going to take a little trip, and we are going to go and see something I built. Now, torch animation is slightly bugged. It might be me. So over here, I have built a diamond generating machine again, but slightly different. And this one takes a much longer time to actually make any diamonds. But it's a machine that you can just leave on its own with a world anchor. So what it does is it uses block breakers to break the snow that forms underneath a snow golem, and then there's a timer that pulses on the red stone tubes, which get pumped into a chest, and then they get turned with a automatic crafting table. Oh dear. They get turned automatic. I'll just tidy up this creeper explosion. There we go, that's just tied up. And in an automatic crafting table makes snow blocks, and then slowly turns them into diamonds. Now, this works just like the is as efficient as in a quarry, when the cobblestone is turned into diamonds, but this does not destroy the environment, which is a cool little thing. Now, one or two things that I've found out that I didn't tell you in the last video on the different types of rings and equivalent exchange. Now, when you press C on the ring on the Swiftwall's Rending Gale, it pushes your enemies backwards. So as you can see here, I am pushing this zombie backwards, and he cannot get close enough to attack me, which is very useful against things like creepers, but is quite annoying if you're trying to kill a skeleton, because he just gets pushed back and then he kills you. Now I'll just move away from him. The other thing is this. Now this is a sonic screwdriver. Now, sonic screwdrivers are created in red power to be able to rotate things like transposers, which I'll just quickly show you here. Here we go. And when you do so, they lose their charge, because these are items that are supposed to be charged up. But if you place these sonic screwdrivers in an alchemical chest with a talisman to repair, it seems to recharge them. Now if I click O, you can see the EMC value going up there. And because it's a double dot, that should... no. But it's supposed to be a rechargeable item, like this sword. So that's... oh dear. Must dug that back. Anyway, so that's quite a cool thing. Now, the other thing that you probably noticed in my inventory are these. These are called alchemical bags. Now, when you right-click on them, you have the inventory space of an alchemical bag. same with the orange one, and they are made very simply using 5 wool, an alchemical chest, and 3 covalence dust. Now, for the last thing I'm going to show you, I'll just put some of this, keep that actually, in here. I'll have to travel a wee bit, but I'll be back in a minute. And we're back. So, here, you're probably wondering why I'm in the middle of the ocean, with ocean all around me, and almost 2,000 blocks from my home, next to a teleporter. Well, I have started a project which I'm nicknaming the Atlantis project, which I will show you right now. Now, I put all my items in this box, this ender chest next to teleporter, because the teleporter uses more or less power, judging on the amount of items you have in your inventory. So if you empty all your inventory, less power is used. But this is a this is a force field, sorry, which I've made, and this force field is underwater. Now, I have built a huge underwater dome with the force field and its underwater upgrade. Now, this underwater upgrade, which you saw here, this device here, which is plugged into the directional projector, allows me to, when the force field is created, it gets rid of all the water inside of the force field. Now, what I'm planning on doing is, in this space here, I am going to set up my new home, and I will set up a series of these force fields with either teleporter links or links with a small door and signs on the blocks, so the force field does not form, linking several domes together. So this is going to be our project that we're going to start, and of course this is all underwater. And if you remember the tutorial that I did on force fields, we can build camouflage, the camouflage upgrade, so we can turn all these domes into earth or stone, and if we just do a little bit of terraforming around the landscape, this whole facility will become invisible. We'll also be able to use water mills and nuclear generators to power the force field generators, which will have to be active all the time. Now, you're probably wondering why there are huge, well, not that huge, but the columns of glass all the way up to the surface. Now, this is a slight problem because the solar panels that I'm using currently to power my teleporter and to power my force field do not work underwater. So before the force field goes up, I had to build columns so that the sunlight could come down into the force field, because if there is no column, the force field closes up and there is no direct link from the surface to the bottom. Now, if somebody tries to break through this glass, the force field will reform, and I am considering also turning on a zapper upgrade, which makes the force field electric, so people would not be able to get in, apart from using the teleporter, which we will be hiding in future. So if I put my items back in here and teleport back, and then take my items back out. Now we'll just have a quick look of what the underwater dome looks like from far away. Now, you cannot see the force field, which is a little strange, and only in patches, which I think is a rendering bug, because from the different angles that you look at it, parts of it become clear and parts of it become invisible. So this is going to be our new project. This is the maximum radius of a force field, which is 32 blocks. And here we have enough room to build several others if we need to. Of course, this force field, this is only half the dome, because we can dig out the under part as well and have the force field form underneath. So the area that we can build in is quite large. There is also a large number of oil wells all around this area and several volcanoes, so that will be an efficient source of energy. Well, that's going to be it for today. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.